So as y'all all know, I do a lot of things. Volleyball, softball, and even driving. But there's one thing that I've always wanted to do, being a pilot. So here's how it went.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so give it some gas, a little bit of gas, and just kind of use your rudders a little bit to try to stay centered on here. A little bit more right rudder, a little more right rudder. Okay, now let off, pull the gas back. All right, so we got a long runway, so we don't really have to stop, but we want to kind of check our heading.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just about.
All right, so go ahead. When we give it full throttle, kind of glance down here real quick to look at the oil pressure, give it power. We're going to give it a little bit of left rudder to get centered back in the runway. Now when you get to about 55, 60 miles an hour, pull the nose up. Woohoo! Keep pulling back. We got to keep climbing. There you go. So keep climbing. We want to climb at 500 feet per minute, typically, or more. All right, now go ahead and turn left and watch that ball a little bit as you're turning left. And just keep that ball centered with the rudders. Okay. Yeah, let's go off to the bridge over there. And we're going to look, as we're heading out that way, we're at 2,000 feet. So to maintain 2,000 feet, kind of look at the horizon and see where the horizon is on the windshield here for you. Just try to keep that level of the horizon on the windscreen there. How's it feel?
Yeah, this is cool.
Cool. So now, for this airplane, you don't necessarily need to pull back, but pull back until we get to about 2,300 RPM. Go ahead and turn right towards Pinnacle Mountain. All right, now look at the ball. You see how the ball's drifting a little bit to the, yeah, there you go.
So if it's drifting to the right, you do the
push right rudder.
rudder.
Yeah, you step on the ball is what they call it. And oh, there's the trim. All right, so the trim, go ahead and put your right hand on the trim here, the other way. Yeah. Just keep turning it. You can turn it faster. Yeah, keep turning it. Keep turning it a whole bunch. Yeah, like 5 times. So you see how it's trying to climb? Now turn it the other way 5 times real quick. All right, do you see how that's pitching up and it's harder to pull back on the yoke or push forward on the yoke? Well, so once you get at an altitude you want to be at, all right, so if you're at an altitude you want to stay at and you're having to pull back, then you can turn it clockwise. If you're having to push forward, or whatever that direction is. So let's say I'm having to pull back to hold that altitude, then I could crank it counterclockwise, or if I'm having to push forward, then I can turn it the other direction, and it makes it easier, where it's a lot easier to fly it. So I said, the most important thing now is altitude, so we want to maintain 2,500. And then attitude, we want to kind of keep a proper attitude. And you can kind of see we're straight and level. There's an airplane over there. Did they show you how to activate the noise reduction on that headset? Oh, okay. Is that better? That's a lot better, huh?
Wow.
You might be able to hear me better too.
Yeah.
Okay.
My ears just kind of popped.
Yeah, I bet they did. All right, and then the next thing I said was fuel, right? So once we're in a cruise kind of thing, we kind of look at our fuel tanks to see what fuel tank's the fullest. The only time that these are required to be accurate is when they're on 0.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't necessarily look at that and say, well, I got 20 gallons to the left and 20 gallons to the right. But you can kind of see which one's higher a lot of times. And we're on the right tank. We're going to stay on the right tank because it indicates that it's the fullest one. And kind of feel it and see, do I feel like I'm coordinated? And you can glance in it every once in a while and check the ball to see how much you need to push more or not. So, yeah, go ahead and try to do a turn around Pinnacle Mountain and maintain 2,300 feet. And when you start to turn, your wings, part of the lift is used for turning now. All right, so the tendency for the plane is to try to drop a little bit when you start turning. Okay, so when we start to turn, we're going to pull a little bit back on the yoke so we don't lose altitude. And it's not much, but it's just enough to keep it. Yeah. All right, so what we're going to do is make a kind of basically a teardrop because we're so close to the airport. Okay? We're at 1,800, and by the time we get back around, we're going to probably be 1,500. And you see our picture here, that's close to a standard rate turn. And we're just going to keep that until we get all the way around. We're heading that direction, so we want to look for traffic. And can you see the runway yet over here to our right?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. All right, so this is kind of the attitude you want to keep when you're kind of doing pattern work. You know, as far as how far we're banking, like that. When we get to near the runway, near the end of the runway, we're going to go and pull this back to 1800 RPM. And with not much adjustment on the trim, we want to be at about 500 feet per minute. And at the end of the runway, we want to go ahead and pull this up one click. Go ahead and grab that. There you go. Pull up until it clicks. Keep going. There you go. All right, so right now we're configured for just the left downwind right now, and we're going to keep. As we're gradually slowing down, we may have to give it more trim to keep 500 feet per minute. And if we're getting low, give it a little bit of gas, and we pass the runway, so we're going to give a little bit more gas. All right, so we're going to pull back power a little bit more because this is about the angle we want to. We should have been more lined up, but this is about the angle we want to be at. So just kind of keep it level. We're going to keep flying over here towards runway 5. And then now that we're close, aim towards the 2 stripes that are just past the 5. And I'm at 1500 RPM. All right, now we're going to make the runway. So then go ahead and pull the flaps all the way up. We're going to get rid of gas because we know we can make the runway. So keep aiming towards the runway. Woo. All right. Woo. It's a bumpy day today.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Woo! All right, now once we're down, we're going to slowly let go of the flaps. All right. And I wish I had a head tie. Go ahead and give it a lot of brake, because we're going to try to make that taxiway right there. And we're going to keep the right rudder in. Keep right rudder in. There's a coyote.
Show is.
So on this next part, I just decided to speed everything up. All it is us navigating the runways and taking the plane back to park. But that is how it all went. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.